All right, let's talk about John Morant. He got caught flashing a gun on Instagram Live again. Um, as super brief. Honestly, watching the video a couple times, I didn't catch it until they played the freeze frame and you see it. And he was immediately suspended by, I think, the league or the team. I forget. But what everyone's talking about is there going to be a league suspension? Because last time it was a Grizzlies. It was a franchise suspension. He did the whole counseling little parade, which I don't think anyone bought. And there's two sides to the argument. I think the majority of the people I'm seeing are saying this guy's an idiot. He shouldn't. He flashed a gun twice. How are you going to do that? There's a minority, but not crazy small minority. I'd say my very rough math on Instagram comments is like 20% of people defending Ja, saying if he owns a gun legally, he's in a car. What does it matter if he's flashing a gun? And to me, the answer is very simple. This isn't a legal matter. No one's arresting John Morant. He's an employee of the NBA. He's one of the highest paid employees in the world. He's a public figure. And I think that this is a big thing that happens, the dichotomy of being a public persona and being a private person, is that it gets definitely blurry. You know, what people do. He wasn't at a game. He wasn't in any league facility. So what's he doing in his private life? And I think the reality is that, you know, you can't make apples to apples comparisons with regular people as far as if I were to go on IG Live and flash a gun, would my employer have grounds to do anything about it? You know, I don't really think you can't compare that, because when you have a massive Nike shoe deal, when you represent not just a team but a league, there's eyes on you all the time, right? The image of John Morant doesn't turn on and off when he steps on the court. Those endorsement dollars, big endorsement dollars, are not just for his on court performance. And so I think when you have that kind of benefit, you have those kind of stakes attached. And I think it's very reasonable for an employee to say, or an employer to say, hey, my employee got caught. They give him a pretty lenient, I think it was 8 game suspension the first time. I think it's pretty reasonable for them to say, you know, he messed up twice in a very quick succession. Didn't really seem like he made any real effort to try and change his behavior. We're going to give him a lengthy suspension. That's part of the terms of their agreement. You know, that's, you work for the NBA and everything that comes with that. To the extent of how much he should be suspended, you know, whatever. That's anyone's guess. I personally think an appropriate suspension would be suspend him. I think it's like 38 games or something. Whatever it is that he can't make the All NBA team, because then there's a host of bonuses and stuff that come with that. I think to suspend him the whole year, one, I think the only time I've seen that was during the Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, Malice at the Palace, where they were at a game and they attacked fans. Like, you could not come up with a worse thing for a business, from a business perspective, than having your employees attack fans. So I don't think it's on that level. I don't think it's on that level. Suspending a whole season seems a little bit too harsh. I think suspending 38 games, you know, again, kind of get at his wallet a little bit. I think that's fair. It sends a serious message, and it's not so detrimental that, you know, the Grizzlies still can't do something, make a shot at the playoffs. Because I think everyone wants to see that team before he was fine in the West, quote unquote. They were number one or two, I think. A very exciting team. You know, do a really good job playing the villains. Ja's absolutely electric on the court. So I think it would be bad for basketball business to have him out a whole season. I think it'd be a inconsistent precedent with other suspensions to have him out the whole season. But again, this is a very limited data set. I think the only other person that ever got caught flashing guns was Gilbert Arenas in the Wizards locker room. I don't know what happened there, but I think it was a little bit different because it wasn't so public facing. And I think that's ultimately what they're saying is like, listen, have guns, whatever, just like don't, you know, you're putting yourself on the internet. Like Stephen A said this, like, how stupid do you have to be to get yourself caught twice on, like, not even like filming it and then posting it, like going live where you have no wiggle room to, like, misstep and edit it. Just incredibly stupid, regardless of what you think the suspension should be. He knew something would happen. His boy knew something would happen. He turned away the camera as soon as as soon as he saw the gun. So, um, yeah, I don't know what Ja's doing. Is what 23 they're saying or something, saying like he's young. I was pretty dumb at 23. I don't think I would have done that, but I always say we're all a product of circumstance. I am not a basketball phenom legend. The level of recklessness I think is associated with the level of accomplishment, and so when you have a lot of people worshiping you, you tend to get a little bit more reckless. So I'm not here to judge. We all got egos. We all get young and stupid, but um, it's definitely up there as far as things I've seen public people do.